Elon Musk could soon release new details about Twitter's censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop story during the 2020 presidential election. The new Twitter CEO replying to a tweet Wednesday, which suggested he should release the company's internal discussions. Musk saying this is necessary to restore public trust. New York Post columnist Karol Markowicz joins us now to react. Good morning, Karol. Great to see you. How far do you think it would go on this one story for Twitter to open up, throw open the doors, lift up the covers, and show us exactly what went down in 2020?
Good morning, Will. I think it's so important for Elon to do this. I think that, the average American might be thinking, why do I care? Why do I care if the president's son smokes crack with, scantily clad women and we found it on a laptop? But the thing is that story was completely shut down all across social media. How much was the Biden campaign involved? Who else was involved? We need to have that kind of information in order to move forward. And I think Elon Musk has a really positive streak where he wants to leave the world a better place than he found it. I know that sounds idealistic, but I do really believe that he has kind of the best interest of the public at heart. And I think what he's doing here is trying to restore a very important trust that has been deeply broken over the last few years, over the last decade. And I really appreciate it.
That is one story, and it was perhaps, I don't know that I could say this with certainty, it might have been the most egregious. But there's so many stories that we know were suppressed or censored, or even so many individuals. I would like to see, and I would hope that Elon Musk would reveal exactly the extent of the censorship on Twitter.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, look, when we saw the president of the United States be kicked off of Twitter, and that was kind of a big deal at the time. I think that we need to know what happened there, who pressed for that, who pushed for these decisions, and let's name names. Let's hear who was actually responsible for this. I really think that it would go a long way towards people trusting again, trusting everything, trusting our systems, trusting our government. I think that right now is at an all-time low, and it deserves to be because we've been lied to for so long.
And here's, Karol, where I think the story is bigger and matters more, because I think there's many people watching right now. I know that very few Americans are actually on Twitter, so there's very few people watching who might have experienced this. It's that Twitter is the starting point, I believe. I don't know how you feel about this.
Absolutely.
And from there, the censorship billows out into other media organizations. But the truth is, Twitter may not be the starting point, and that's what we have to figure out. Was the United States government the starting point, telling social media, shut this down, turn that up?
Yeah, it absolutely was not just Twitter. It was also Facebook. It was also Instagram. It was also your direct messages. It was so creepy. You couldn't send that New York Post story about Hunter Biden. You couldn't send a link in your direct messages. I mean, that should really make people concerned about, first of all, their privacy, but second of all, just what kind of country are we living in where we can't share information over private messaging services? So I think that you're absolutely right. Twitter is just the absolute beginning of it. It's nowhere near the whole story. I'd love to see us get to the bottom of this. But if Elon exposes what happened at Twitter, I think it would go a long way towards telling Americans what happened at the rest of the social media companies.
All right. Fox and Friends reached out to Twitter to confirm whether or not they will release this information. We have not yet heard back. All right. Karol Markowicz, so great to talk to you this morning.
Thank you, Will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.